Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice T. Or Hurricane Alley as it's affectionately known. Okay guys, just carrying on from the last video where I said my emphasis going forward would be on improving my tempo, or the phasing or the cadence of my tempo. And guys, you don't want to confuse the word tempo with a slow golf swing, because tempo is just the rate that something happens at. Now, great players like Nick Price and Tom Watson all had very, very quick tempos, but they had beautiful rhythm, and that's what you've got to have. I mean, tempo is a rate, and what reason we're talking about tempo here is so that we can have a consistent rate of tempo. Doesn't matter whether it's a fast rhythm or a slow rhythm, but as long as the tempo is consistent. I think mine is too quick, and it's always been difficult to coordinate a quickish tempo. So I'm going to, and I thought as I got older I would just naturally slow down, but I haven't physically. So what we're trying to do is just slow the tempo down a little bit, because I'm not as strong as I used to be, and I can't coordinate the quickness of the tempo that I used to have. Okay, in my old swing I had a lot of body activation. This swing, the channel lock swing, and particularly the new one, is a quiet body here. Now guys, when I said we need to have a quiet body and just get the arms dropping or chopping down here, it's very hard to isolate the body when the arms are doing something, because they've been programmed over your golfing life, or my golfing life, to be a part of the whole swing. And the arms, usually the activators, once they start to get going and the hands get going, the body has always been a device that's usually getting in front of those and getting off and running, which you see in all good golf swings, all conventional golf swings. But with the channel lock swing, and what we're saying is we want a quiet body. We basically want to feel that, with this doing nothing and the club just chopping down. Now you can do that, but you can still get that happening. You can drop that down and that'll still happen. You'll still get a little bit of that rotary hip drive. And as soon as anything starts down there, it's going to transfer itself to these components here and into the shoulders. So what will help you, and something that I used to do in my conventional swing when I was really swinging well, I had what I called a reverse hip activation in the downswing. In that normally, conventional golf swing, we're here, and the hip activates like that, and it goes that way for a right-hander. Well, when I was swinging really well with a conventional golf swing, I got what I called a delay of this going that way. And how did I get that? By trying to get it to go that way. I did, guys. I actually felt like on the downswing that my hip was going that way. Probably wasn't, but the feeling was that it was that. And there was enough feeling in that. We know the feel's not real, but if we can have 100% feel that is happening as an intentional feel, and we can get 10% effect of that, then we've achieved our goal. You'll never get the 100% feel to be real. It doesn't happen like that. So what I wanted to feel was, I got to here, as I dropped it, my hip went this way. So I'm actually like this. And what helped me do that, believe it or not, guys, was flaring my trail foot out. Flaring my trail foot out. Because when you flare your trail foot out, it's very hard to drive off the ball of your foot. But when it's here, it's very easy to drive. So I just put my foot pointing in a flared fashion there, 40 degrees or whatever, out there, maybe 45 degrees on occasions. And I got to tell you, just from a structural body muscle configuration operation, and all the body components getting in place. When you do that, it's amazing that you don't want to drive. When you do that, the weight goes into the heel. So even if you don't have the feeling of the trail hip being closed or actually going that way on the downswing, just try a few shots with your trail foot out like that. If you're having trouble with the trail foot driving and getting yourself in front of the arms on the downswing too much, just even if you're going to do a conventional, it's so windy guys, I worry about the camera. If you're just going to do a conventional channel lock, just flare the foot out there a little bit and hit some shots, because I promise you it's so much easier to keep that foot down with that foot flared out. Amazingly so. I mean amazingly so. So just get here, get your normal thing, and then just flare that foot. Flare this one a little one if you want to. It really does help you keep your feet down. It really helps you keep your feet down. Just in the general channel lock golf swing. Okay, now I will try and incorporate that with that hip staying back there. What do I want to feel? I want to feel as if I had a belt on here and I had a steel loop on here, and there was a piece of rope over there and it was tied to a post there, and it was pulling on my hip, and as I came down my arms would do that but my hip wouldn't move. And as a matter of fact, I may even do that in a video with Mr. X. I may set up in a belt with a loop here, get a piece of rope on and get him to stand there and just hit some shots and show you the feeling. Not today, because he's not here today. So here we go guys, we're going to flare that foot out a little bit and we're going to try and keep that hip facing that way. Look at that guys, look at that. Wow. And I mean wow. See, it's amazing how the body works in terms of its balance factors, in terms of its articulation. Setting up there, that's basically the runner stance. Now, the runner wants to do that, but the runner would never start from there. How's he going to drive from there? He can't drive. And what we want to do is eliminate the drive. We want to eliminate the drive out of that trail leg. We don't want to get the drive forward, we want to get it down. And we want to keep that trail side actually corralled if we possibly can. So here it is, we'll put that there. Now that's quite a way around it. Now that ball will look like it's come way up guys, but it hasn't, see? All I've done is turn my foot around. I'll try and get square onto the camera. Here, we're just going to turn the foot. Here, just goes there. Nice tempo. Flare it. That's good tempo. And I think it's easier to have good tempo when that trail foot and that whole trail side is taken out of the downswing by way of eliminating its thrust and drive. Two things. Thrust and drive will operate at a different rate every time. So you'll get inconsistency in that application of the thrust and drive. But I promise you, if you've got your foot down like that, you can basically do that the same every time. If none of this is moving, you can you can absolutely do that all the time. No question about that. Now I'm working on my tempo. We get in here and turn that foot to there. It's amazing. Here, turn that foot out. See, both feet are down, and guys, that's what I want to have. I want to cultivate that into my golf swing. I have, I see on the video so I get so many shots where my foot is up. I'm not trying to get it up, but it just happens because I've got the old program in there. So it's a huge effort to mentally to keep that foot down. Now if I can get some mechanical help by doing that, look, see, here we are here, just turn that there. It feels funny. Looks like a no-leg golf swing, doesn't it? Now, the whole point of turning that out there is to get the feeling that you can actually keep that hip facing that way. Because what happens if you get that hip facing, trying to stay pointed in that direction there, it keeps this side of the body and this side of the chest pointing that way, that side, that trail shoulder. So what does it do? It's keeping us closed. It's putting more emphasis on keeping closed. That's the good thing about it. Here we go. And narrow your stance up a little bit, guys. That's turned out a lot. I'm having no trouble keeping my feet down doing that. Okay, now really keep that hip back, JH. There it is, guys. I really put some effort into that. I actually felt that. The legs stay bent and the hip just feels like this when I hit it. Feels like it's back. I mean, that's an effortless golf swing, but the ball just absolutely motors. So, we want to keep the hip facing that way. We want to feel like that when we hit it. That's the feeling, that this butt cheek is going that way. That's the feeling. You turn that foot out. It's easy to keep the feet down, guys, so easy. Come on, tempo, 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 tempo. There it is. Wow. And I get a lot of layback, guys. Of course you get layback because this is back. The layback happens because the hip is corralled. Come on, Josh. Yeah, turn that there. Don't get any better than that. That's good tempo and that's good layback. And I really feel that I've taken all that excessive drive and thrust out of my legs. Because guys, you've only got to have a little bit of that, bit of this, it'll go onto here, and go onto shoulders, and then go into hands and club head. Turn that out. Keep it back there. There's a piece of irrigated grass here about a metre wide, going up there for about 250 metres. And this is just going straight down that irrigated piece of grass, just within the boundary of it, not moving. That's how accurate it is. Now it's accurate like that for me. May not be that accurate for you, but it is for me. Come on, James. Turn that foot out. It's amazing how it keeps the foot down. All right, better tempo. See, that's brisk, but it's good tempo. It's brisk, but it's good tempo. That's motoring. Okay, the wind's sort of on the beam here. They're going miles. because the wind's actually picking it up and taking it. Okay, now they're pretty good shots considering I'm working on this only today. Okay, turn that hip there, tempo. The feeling off the face is fantastic, guys. So what is it? As I start down in the golf swing, from here, trying to turn the hip that way, trying to get it to go that way. Feel some pressure in your foot trying to turn that way on the downswing. That's a good way to feel it. Feel the foot wanting to turn that way on the downswing. It's an amazing feeling. It's almost like, well, it's very powerful because it's like winding up a rubber band. Because you're just winding up, and then you just get that fantastic stability. That's what I get, great stability against the arm, for the arm swing. They're really blueprinted, guys. They are blueprinted golf shots. Now guys, if you want to make sure whether you're swinging in the channel or not and you're swinging into out enough, just go over in some long rough. Have some practice swings, set up with your swing and get the club and just fire it through the grass. Fire it through the grass to an imaginary ball and have a look at the path that you're scribing in the grass. If it's not profoundly into out, then you're not swinging beside your body, you're not in the channel. That's how you'll see it. Just get in that grass, 3 or 4 inch long grass, and fire it, because the club will just scribe a path beside your body. And if it's not into out, guys, just keep turning your shoulders until it is. But that's the easiest way to see it. I never work with launch models or anything like that. I just do simple stuff like that. I just do a path test. But I can usually tell it with the ball flight. Okay, now get here. Now turn that foot out there. It's so easy, guys. So easy. Come on, tempo. Tempo, turn the foot out. Tempo. Okay, that's quick. That tempo is quick, but it's good rhythm. And I think it's a consistent tempo. I'm never going to get a Hideki Matsuyama where I stop at the top, ever, because that's not me. They say Hideki takes 15 minutes to put his shoes on in the locker room. That's how methodical and slow he is. Turn the foot. See how far forward the ball looks? But it's not. It's here. I'll get square on, look. It's not far forward. It just looks like that. Wow. Just such solid shots. And every one of those are foots down. So if nothing else, it's a great vehicle for teaching you to keep your foot down, because honestly, guys, when it's in that configuration there, the weight's in the heel. And it doesn't want to, you can't drive. You drive, you go that way. You've got to think about it. Drive there, it's easy to get the heel up. There, it's not easy to get it up. Okay, last shot. So that's the message. Get here, turn that foot, turn them both that way. Keep them there, keep that hip facing that way. Wow, last shot's best shot. That's a great shot there. So that's the message. We want to feel on the downswing that this hip is going that way, or staying there. It never wants to come forward. What'll help you is by turning that foot out. Turn both feet out. Then you'll have something to hit against coming in. I think Bill Phillips was saying the other day that he's actually doing some stuff where he's got his feet turned this way as well. Well, we had that in earlier channel lock videos, 6-8 months ago, where I was doing that for drills to get here, to get some lockdown here. I actually do that when I've got a really hard pitch shot where I want to grab the ball, I actually turn my feet that way because it keeps me really steady. Okay guys, so that's basically it. The message is turn that foot out there, try and keep the hip, the groin facing that way so we can just drop the arms against a quiet body and work on your tempo. Now your tempo, you don't have to slow your swing down, just get your tempo better. Fast tempo, Tom Watson, Nick Price, great tempo. Ben Hogan, quick, brisk tempo, but great tempo. So it doesn't have to be slow. You don't have to be Snead or Ernie Els or those type of guys. So tempo is the rate at which something happens. So as long as we can have a constant rate that something happens. And I used to call that CRPM, constant rate per motion. If you can have a constant rate per motion in your golf swing, you're well on your way to playing some good golf. Okay guys, that's the message for today. But just try and hit some small shots first. Don't go to just try and hit some 60, 80 metre pitch shots. Here, you can actually get both feet there. You just feel this, there. And do that test in the grass to check your path. Okay guys, that's the message for today.